Hey, 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 welcome to the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. Here we are live again, just me and Kim today. Oh, hold on, I bet no one can hear me. Let me bring my microphone in. Yeah, so Green Umbrella Live Lunch, live on the Green Umbrella Facebook page, the Christina Talks Facebook page, LinkedIn, I was going to say Facebook, but I've already covered that. Where else are we live? YouTube. It's all going on. It's all going on. So, yeah, just the two of us today talking about, well, anything and everything really, but definitely want to touch on the marketing stuff, of course. It's been a bit of a funny week this week, Kim. Bit of a quiet one, really. Everything just seems to be ticking along. Everyone's almost in that marketing lull. They know they're about to have their big push towards the end of the year, marketing wise, talking about the Christmas stuff and getting ready for that. So it's some conversations I'm having this week. People aren't talking anymore about what new things they can be doing, which is always a danger, because I feel sometimes people write off doing things thinking, oh, we're going to be at the end of the year. We're almost at the end of the year. Christmas is coming, all that sort of stuff. We'll do the new stuff in January. And it's like, we've still got time, guys. We've still got time to implement stuff, test it, get results so that we can go into 2024 with an explosion, essentially. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know have you been, I know you've talked to quite a few clients this week as well. Have you been hearing the same?
Yeah, and actually what I think is really important is if we put it off until the new year, realistically, you're not going to get started till February anyway, because you'll be spending the entire January thinking, what have we got to do? And like you say, you haven't tried and tested anything. And then before you know it, we're in March, you've missed quarter one. So get it done. And I quite like that we're very on brand today. Where are you?
I know, matchy.
Ooh, look at us.
Well, I thought after last week, when I was very much not green, I better make the effort this week. So yeah, there we go. So what have you seen news-wise? Anything popped up for you? There's one thing I've seen that I'm like, I bet she's looked at that.
Okay. I've got LinkedIn, which is they've released this video called I Don't Know What You Do or something like that. And basically I think it's really, really good because it's like older members as if they're being interviewed and they're saying, well, what do you know what your son or grandchild does? And they're like, oh, I don't know. They just keep talking B2B CRM. And he said they used to speak in full sentences and now they're just reciting the alphabet. And it's just such a clever piece. Like
I've seen this. Yeah, it's I've seen it. It's like a video that is basically the message of the video is people in the B2B, the business to business world. We've kind of we're in our little bubble. We've got our own language, and people outside of it are like, what? Yeah, we don't know.
And you know what? I've experienced that firsthand because before I was on LinkedIn, when I looked at it, I was like, what? Like, I don't know what you lot are talking about. And now I find myself actively engaged in conversation. I'm like, oh, growth. I mean, I don't know if what I'm saying is good or bad, but yeah, it is. LinkedIn, I think, is very much it's almost like a secret club. If you're not on there, then you don't know, like some of the terminology and stuff, it can be quite, for me personally, quite daunting to start with.
I suppose it can be, yeah. I've never thought of it that way. It's a bit like going to a party when you don't know anyone, you're the only one. Everyone knows each other really, really well, and all the in jokes are happening.
Yeah.
On the edge of it, going, oh, am I supposed to laugh now?
Yeah, yeah. One of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is. Do you know it's I did watch the video and I thought it was really good as well. But what you've just said there, it just reminds me we've had this so often where we're talking to, especially to new clients or prospects, and it's like they're talking in their language.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of saying we have to meet people where they're at. So if your audience are not down with the lingo, there's no point using the lingo. You've got to bridge that gap. You've got to go to them and talk their language.
Yeah.
And I think we can all be quite guilty of that because it's you know, when it's your thing, it's second nature.
Yeah.
We'll talk about algorithms and CRMs and APIs and, you know, like we use all this terminology when we're like, you know, when it's just us talking about clients.
Yeah.
But some of it, like if I said, oh, you know, we just need to check the API on that. If I said that to a client, I'd say 90% of the clients would just like pretend they knew what it meant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it is also.
Yeah, yeah. I've got friends and stuff, and they're like, oh, they've got, you know, like little Facebook groups and stuff like that. And they're like, I need your help. Like, and I'm like, well, it's very simple. You just have to learn how to, you know, figure out the algorithm and learn to what makes it tick. And they go, yeah, yeah, yeah. What's an algorithm?
Because it gets to a point as well where, you know, right, perfect analogy. When kids are at school.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like first day and no one really knows each other. And by the end of the first week, because the kids are connected, the parents like nodding it, like maybe starting to chat a little bit and all that kind of thing. But you never have that introducing yourself. So all of a sudden you're 3 months in and there's that, like you're talking to someone every single morning and you still don't know their name. And now you can't, now it's like, how do I find, like, how I can't ask what their name is at this point.
Yeah.
And so it's the same, these conversations happen and it's like, you know, you're too far into it to go like, actually, yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite lucky that my brain has zero filter. So like somebody can be rambling away and I'll just go, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Probably could word it in a better way, admittedly, but like I say, sometimes it just comes out and I'm quite happy to just go, actually, I don't know what that means. I used to feel quite like stupid and thick, but now I'm like, well, actually, if I don't know what it means, you've got to ask, haven't you?
Yeah. Sometimes it flips the other way as well. So sometimes it's a client will be talking about, so they'll start using a term and I'm like, and I have to ask them what they mean by that, like what they think that means.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you're talking about this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I almost have to correct them. Which is like you have to navigate those conversations really carefully.
Yeah, I can't do that yet. I need some speaker training on that. Speaking of which, what did you get up to at the weekend?
So
that was a nice little link, wasn't it? We weren't wrong for that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, so last weekend, so we've had my good friend Harj on live lunch before, talking about speaking and that kind of stuff. So a few months ago, we got together and myself, Harj, and a couple of others. And basically, like we're all public speakers. We all do a lot of public speaking. We're all, with the clients we work with, we're often giving advice and guidance around that. So we put together a public speaking course. So Speak with Impact ran the 3-day course, ran for the first time Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, we had like 20 people in the room, teaching them all how to get up on stage, set the scene, tell their story, deliver some key takeaways. And yeah, they did it fantastically. It was a really good weekend. Really good. You know what it is? It's like public speaking is one of those things that it's like people's biggest fears.
And do you know what? My little one, we used to always, and this is what the reason where I'm going with this is Harj said something once. We used to always read in bed every day. And now he's getting a bit older. He's like, you know, Mum, shut the door, just want some peace. He's reached that age. And then when I try and sit down and read with him, he's like, Mummy, I'm scared of public speaking. And that's what Harj said, is it's because it's ingrained in us that if we have to stand up in class, we get mocked.
Yeah. Honestly, there were quite a few stories. You know, why is it people are uncomfortable about it? Why do they fear it? And there were a few people in the room that stood up and then, you know, told of experiences of being in school, being made to, you know, whether it's being made to stood up and read something and they were struggling, like they got words wrong and people laughed, or you know, they were told that, you know, they weren't speaking out loud properly and things like that, and it creates creates insecurities, creates this kind of, memory of, and it's like, okay, since then, how many times in your life has that happened? None.
Yeah. See, I remember at school, there used to be times like if you're a little bit naughty, which obviously wasn't me, that they'd go, right, you can read the next bit. So it's almost like a punishment. So
Right.
that was kind of ingrained, sort of like, well, it's not a good thing to do that, because you were then put up on, like, front and center stage, and it wasn't nice sometimes. But luckily, like I say, I didn't have to worry about that because I was a straight A student. Shut up, Paul.
An absolute angel. But the thing is, it's that there's also, fear of getting it wrong.
Yeah.
There's, there's insecurities around, why would anyone want to listen to me? So all of this stuff, we kind of went, get rid of it, and sort of replace those beliefs around you as a public speaker. And public speaking is all about the ability to tell a story. If you really want to create impact, if you really want your message to land, people have to have that connection with you. Rapport is one thing, but people have to be absolutely bought into you. And quite often that comes through the stories that we tell. So we were teaching them how to, what are the things from their own stories that were important for the message they want to send, and basically crafting those stories. So I'd say 20 people came in on day one. I think there was one or two of them that had some public speaking, either experience or training previously.
I thought you were going to say there was one or two people left by day 3.
No. And so, there were a couple of times I was thinking, a bit like, is she going to come back after this lunch break? Is he going to come back tomorrow morning? But they all did. And like day one, if we'd have said stand up on stage and deliver a 10-minute session, they'd have all been like going around the houses. There wouldn't have been any sense to it, there was no structure, or they'd have just frozen. And we finished off day 3 with everyone delivering a 10-minute talk, and they were all like, honestly, they were impactful, they were meaningful. People like we were all everyone's audience kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, everyone was learning stuff, they were being inspired, and it is just because of the ability to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good. Next one's running in February.
There you go. Cheeky little plug as well. That's turned out well, hasn't it?
Yeah, well done. Thanks for that.
That's right. I might come to that then, maybe. Yeah,
definitely. This is the thing. People think about public speaking, and this is my big thing. People think about public speaking, they think about being announced, walking on stage, standing there on your own, and going
like on you.
Yeah, but essentially what we're doing now is public speaking.
Very true. Although
like recording that video, recording that, a 30-second video that's going out on your, on Instagram as a reel is essentially public speaking. It's not necessarily about having a live audience there. So, and what we teach applies to something you're delivering in 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 90 minutes, or across a 3-day course.
Yeah, it's because when we tell people that they've got to be doing video and stuff, one of the first things to say, what if I sound silly? What if nobody likes it? And that's I think that's because public speaking, I don't think is that difficult in terms of, like you say, if you have a structure, follow that and you're fine. It's all in your head.
Yeah.
It's that little voice going, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're weird. Like,
this is the thing. You've got to get, like, you have to be out of your head. You have to be out of your head. That's why my slides always have, like, I try and keep the minimum on my slides.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I become too restricted. And then that's when I end up all over the place.
But also,
what's coming next? What's coming next? What's coming next? Whereas when you've got flexibility, go on.
Sorry. I was just going to say, with the slides, I feel if you put too much on your slides, the audience's attention is there reading that. So what you're saying is just noise.
Yeah.
So it's not actually being taken in.
This is it, exactly that. People just start to skip ahead, and then they miss the main points.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But yeah, that was my weekend doing that, which was, I say, I just absolutely loved it.
Nice.
Went out and celebrated afterwards.
Oh, I don't want to hear about that on here. You can tell me afterwards.
Oh no, it was good laugh. Good. Have you seen? So there's an article about how people are spending even more money on TikTok. Okay, it's a report that's been released.
Oh, it's not me.
Okay, and so there's been a few articles about this report, and it doesn't really say anything more than we've talked about previously. But then there was a little snippet in one of these articles that I thought you might have seen.
Oh, go on.
Because obviously, like, we've had the joke before about your TikTok balls. I didn't know, but in I can't remember where it is now, somewhere in China, you can order fast food through TikTok.
Get out.
And they are looking at expanding it.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited by that. That's pathetic. So apologies.
But it's like Uber Eats through TikTok.
Yeah. I'm looking down because I'm just Googling it.
You're Googling it. So excited. Can't wait to get up. But no, I think it's really it's quite a good idea.
Well, yeah.
Although when you think about the audience,
yeah,
it's right. So the UK, the US, the audience on TikTok is very much the under 25s.
Yep.
And then there's obviously we've got, and definitely like the US, that there is a real issue over there in terms of sort of childhood obesity, things like that. So then the app that they're using arguably the most, they're now going to be able to order their McDonald's through.
That's mad. It's just like TikTok. I feel like TikTok has absolutely catfished us, to be honest, because it was a short form. Because, well, just bear with me, because it was a short form video content platform, and now it's a shopping channel. It's basically a bloody Netflix with it's now what, 15 minutes, I think Nicole said last week. You can get right in, and now we can order our dinner. I feel like, yeah, we've been lulled into a false sense of security, but now we're hooked.
It really is. I mean, it's a they're looking at how can they want to improve the shopping experience. So that means things like faster delivery. They're like looking to do that. They're looking to push into sort of what they described as new shopping areas. But it is it's kind of this, like, it's a, like you're in the supermarket, and you get, it's not the same now because we have the machines that talk to you. But back in the day, before all that,
the self-scan things.
Self-scan, that's it. Yeah.
Don't get me started on those.
Yeah, but in the old days, back in the day.
Yeah.
So you do your shopping, you'd queue up at the checkout. On the at the end of the checkout, there would be certain things, right? So things like sweets.
Yes.
And it's the impulse buy stuff. Right? Do we really need that chocolate bar? No, it's an impulse buy. But essentially, TikToker, they're kind of like taking that approach into the app. So you're scrolling through and you see it and you go, ooh, and you buy it there and then. And now they're looking to get it delivered to you as soon as possible. So, yeah, I mean, it's like they talk about integration with other apps and that sort of stuff, so people can do like the preferred shopping, and it's really interesting. Really interesting.
And can I just say, out of all of the social media news out there, of course, it had to be the one that you can ask order fast food that you thought, oh, I bet she's read that.
It was. I didn't mean it that way.
I know you didn't. No, I know you didn't. But I'm sold. I'm already sold. It's making me want to re-download the app. No.
Can you imagine? Because the thing is, if they do it, it's a success. Everyone's going to do it. So imagine you're like, flicking through Instagram, and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, hot dog, buy.
Yeah.
And it's there in 10 minutes.
It's just, yeah. Take me back to the 90s. I'm done.
But I want to go to the 90s were all right, actually.
90s were really good.
90s were okay. I was in my teens, still at school.
Yeah.
They were all right.
Yeah. Throwback Thursday. Other social media news. And well, it's not really news, it's just something I noticed earlier, which I thought, oh, that's quite good. I tried to upload something on Instagram earlier. I'm going to see if I can do it whilst we are talking, just so I can show you. You can, when you're uploading your photos, so you're creating a carousel, where is it? So I'll show you a picture of my breakfast. There's a little button there, it's a grid, and it gives you grid preview. So then you can see say, do you remember when we tried desperately to get your Instagram grid?
Yeah.
That really pecked my head the first few months of working with you, I'm not going to lie. My problem, not yours. So you can see if it would fit into potentially like the brand and the template that you're trying to, for consistency. So I saw that and I was like, oh, what's the point of that? And then I was like, oh, actually, if you were trying to follow, a certain structure. Ginny? Is it Ginny? Ginny? She says, Ginny, the 70s were even better. I've heard about the 70s.
Haven't we all? Do you know what? On Instagram then, I saw something else about, you can sort of pin comments.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it's rolled out sort of the middle of the week. We're only on Thursday. So a couple of days ago, it started rolling out. You'll be able to, let's say you've had a comment on one of your posts, you'll be able to share that comment to your stories. So essentially the post goes into the story with the comment overlaid over it, which I think that's really good for
I like that.
Rewarding people that are following you and engage with you regularly.
Yeah.
And sometimes those comments can spark further conversation as well. So I like that feature.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Definitely a good one.
I mean, anything that creates more engagement in a two-way fashion, I am totally up for.
Yeah.
Totally up for. Have you seen, so there's been a load of updates in terms of Reels for creators, but on Facebook rather than on Instagram.
Okay.
So there's been...
Go on.
See, your video keeps freezing for me, so I can't see when you're about to talk. So that's why we keep crossing over each other.
Yeah.
So
and I'm very impulsive, so that's... So, yeah. I'll sit on my hands and see if that works.
No, go on. What were you going to say?
I can't remember now, Christina.
Oh, all right. Must have been good. So, so there's been a bunch of stuff come out for basically new tools, updates, incentives for creators on Facebook. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but the ones that stood out for me. So first of all, with Reels now, you'll be able to, so you create your Reel. Normally, you can record a video right there. You can go into your camera roll and select some video. You're now going to have a feature where any videos that you've shared previously on Facebook, you can select from those and edit those.
Okay.
So let's say you'd recorded a video that was a couple of minutes and you just shared that as a normal post. You'll be able to select that, just edit 30 seconds out of it to repurpose that video.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, everyone in the digital space talks about repurposing content all the time. So, and especially video. You record your video, it's like 5 minutes, you cut it down into, a minute and a half, 15 seconds. Well, creators will be able to do that in the app. So I think that's going to help speed up their content creation process. So that's number one. The other thing is when they then post a reel, they'll be able to add up to 4 caption options.
Okay.
And when the reel's being shown in the first half an hour, Facebook will alternate between these captions and decide which is the one that's getting the most engagement. And then that will be the one that goes forward. So then as a creator, you'll be able to see, okay, what's landing, what's not landing.
Yeah.
At the same time, your cover for your reel, the image that sits there all the time, you'll be able to test different versions of that as well.
Amazing.
So those 2 things, I think, are, in terms of being able to improve your content and level it up, they're really important. But what I love more than anything else, I mean, the data, we could still have so much more data, but it is what it is. But the data will be able to see the analytics. It's not just going to affect our real content, it's going to affect all of our content. Actually, people like it when we're using a punchier tone, or they like it when we're using a tone that's a bit more fluffy. They like the photos that are, the image is A, B, and C versus X, Y, and Z. This is all stuff we can push forward into all of our online marketing, whether it is something we put on LinkedIn or the creative we use in an email campaign.
Yeah.
So I think it's really useful. It's like A/B testing, putting 2 samples of something out and figuring out which works best.
Yeah, like it.
That's it. That's almost all my news.
Okay. I thought there was more, and then I was really conscious about not interrupting you. So
no, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, Facebook Reels, from a personal point of view, I very, very rarely actually create a reel within Facebook. It's always from Instagram, pop it over.
And automatically posting it over.
Yeah, because I just find, for me, when I've tried to do a reel on Facebook, I find that it's almost like it hasn't quite yet caught up to what you can do in Instagram. Do you know what I mean? It just feels a bit like an older version.
We haven't got as many options. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff as well, but I think this is why they're going this route, because they are seeing I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The use of reels on Facebook now it's grown faster than any other content type. So people are using them over there, but it's not as, I'm going to say, it's not as sophisticated as creating them on Instagram.
Yeah, agreed.
So anything else news-wise from you?
Yeah, actually. So a little bit of AI. Let me just get it back up. I can see my breakfast again. Bear with. So
is this the Elon thing?
What?
Is this the Elon thing?
No.
Oh,
have you heard of Fakespot?
No.
Okay. So Fakespot Chat, which is Mozilla Firefox, remember that?
Yeah.
First LLM lets online shoppers research products via an AI chatbot. So earlier this year, Mozilla acquired Fakespot, which is a startup that leverages AI and machine learning to identify fake and deceptive product reviews. Now Mozilla is launching its first LLM, large language model, with the arrival of Fakespot Chat, an AI agent that will help consumers as they shop online by answering questions about the product or even suggesting questions that could be useful for product research. I quite like that. Do you not? Not a fan. Well, that one's died on its ass, hasn't it?
I'm looking at a product and I've got questions about it, and I'm going to ask the chatbot, or is the chatbot asking me to help me find what I need?
So it says the AI agent, so help them shop online by answering questions about a product.
Okay.
So for me, that sounds like I am going to ask the chatbot. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I quite like it for some reason. I don't know why.
I think people that like online shopping will love it.
Yeah. So Fakespot has been using AI, including generative AI technologies, to make online shopping process more trustworthy and not less. Yeah. So it can, I'm just reading here. It says Fakespot has been using AI, including, I've done that bit. It launched a generative AI feature called Pros and Cons last year that could replace the need for reading reviews by writing up his own summaries of a product's positive and negatives. So we're not needed anymore, guys.
Yeah.
You don't need your friends because you can get your AI chat friend that we spoke about last week. You don't need to leave your product reviews. Just pack it all in and go home. We're done.
I did see something about Google and their the Google generative AI stuff being extended further. And that was almost like a pre-holiday season thing, because it will help people to find what they need to find in terms of, all the holiday prep.
I'm done.
I was going to say all the Christmas shopping that everyone else has still got to do that you've already done.
Already done. But I say I'm done. What I mean is I've got what I need to. Now I can buy all the crap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm nowhere near.
Don't do
it. I can't help it, Christina. That's why I've got 2 vegetable choppers. I can't help myself.
Okay, you should limit it then. So the only stuff you buy now has to come from TikTok.
Oh God. I know I've been told strictly by one of my best friends, just stop. Every time something pops up, I'm like, Ria, can we go to this? She's going, no, we're skint. Okay. Yeah, but Ria, I've seen this. And she's like, stop. Yeah. So, got to make yourself happy, ain't you?
You have. So the thing that I saw is Elon Musk has launched his chatbot to his ChatGPT competitor.
Okay.
It's called Grok.
No. That brings back awful childhood memories because people couldn't say my name properly. And you've just triggered something in me there, Christina. But it's not very pretty, is it?
It's not. And when I've read the headline, it made me think of some like a character from a children's TV show. And I can't picture it. I don't know what it is that it's reminded, but there must be some cartoon character or something. And I feel like it's like goblin green.
Yeah. I'm getting that.
And it's like, or like like Dr. Zeus. I never liked Dr. Zeus because they were all just so ugly. I didn't like looking at Dr. Zeus stuff, right? So, but that's what it made me think of. So there must be a character. Please don't tell me you're Googling it now, because I'm not sure I actually want to know.
No. See what I mean? Impulsive. I can't help it. You say something, I'm off on one.
That's it. This is what we do. This is what happens, isn't it? But it's called Grok.
Grok. I don't like it. It sounds dirty.
Yeah.
It just sounds like someone may like, oh, she's a bit of a grok. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a harsh word.
Or I was feeling a bit grok.
Yeah. I was feeling, what's the matter, mate? You don't look very well. Yeah, I just feel a bit grok.
It's not nice. So it is it's in limited testing. So basically people that are paying their whatever it is a month to X, they're going to have access to it, right? And then this is what we're laughing at. So Grok sounds like a different word for gagging. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Grok.
Yeah. Paul's saying apparently Grok has a sarcastic tone.
Is it because Elon Musk is a bit of a
wouldn't it, with a name like that? Okay, so the negatives are we don't like the name.
Yeah.
It's only in limited testing right now. The positives for me is it's Elon Musk that's developed this. Like him or loathe him, there are certain things he does really, really well.
Yeah.
And I imagine this could be one of those things.
Yeah.
So I am like, looking forward to finding out, having a bit of a play with Elon's Grok. And yes, I heard that before I said it and said it anyway.
And we were speaking earlier about repurposing content. This is the snippet.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what's the button I need to press? A B, right?
I don't know.
That didn't work.
Right, okay. Well, you got that up, didn't you?
There you go. Marker created. There you go. Yeah. So I feel it's going to be one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with it. I suspect it would be. I think it's got the potential of being next level with the options that we've got. Because let's face it, they're all pretty much, whether you use ChatGPT, WriteSonic, Bard, whatever, it's what you get out of it is much of a muchness. I feel that it's like it's more about the interface that you prefer more so than the result. Now, the result's only going to be as good as the command you put in, of course. But if I'm using all three, the command I'm using on all three is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So what do you get back? Like I said, I don't feel that there is a huge amount of difference between the quality of the response across the tools that I've tried and tested to date.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. It absolutely will be.
Yeah, let's do that. That's
what we're doing.
This will be the one that goes viral, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel that this potentially will be the most intelligent out of all of them.
Okay, so I've got a question for you. So I started to play around, not with Elon's, but different AI options. I think it was like ChatGPT and stuff. And to begin with, I was like, oh yeah, this is a nice shiny new tool. But like you say, your answers are depending on the quality that you put in. Okay. And that's something that I struggle with. So say if I was to ask for something about Green Umbrella, I might say, write me 5 LinkedIn posts about social media marketing. That would be it. What would your advice be to put instead of that? Like the meat on the bones.
Okay, so I would set some context first.
Okay.
So I'm going to Green Umbrella Marketing is a digital marketing agency. The brand is XYZ. It's a small business working in this niche. So give some background, and then say, write 5 engaging LinkedIn posts on this topic that promotes this outcome.
Okay.
Do you see the difference?
I think your internet's frozen. I do see the difference. I think you're back now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm back.
That's it.
I'm like, I don't feel like I've gone anywhere.
But
that probably says more about me than anything else.
But yeah, because I do struggle sometimes. I mean, I don't actually use it a lot anyway because I like to use my own brain. Because I just found it was all very samey, and you can spot an AI post from a mile off. You really can, and I just don't even read them now. To be honest, most of them, unless it does grab me. Yeah.
There are certain. So ChatGPT is the top one, right? And there are language patterns within the responses, and like I say, you can just see it.
Yeah.
You can just see it. I had something sent to me I'd asked for someone to produce something the other day, and it was sent to me, and I just looked at it, and first of all, time frame that it was sent back to me in.
Yeah.
And the opening paragraph, the language patterns in it, I was like, yeah, that's ChatGPT.
Yeah, you've done that to me once.
And to be honest, the biggest issue is that when people don't recognise it as being that. I think that's more of a problem than the fact that someone's used it to create their content.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this is the other thing as well with Grok. You know, Elon's been very vocal about wanting to remove censorship.
Okay.
So, you know, wanting everyone to have absolute freedom of speech and all that kind of thing. So I also feel that it could potentially, you know, it's going to be styled in that way. It's going to be coded in that way. So again, you know, with all these responses, we've got to be careful that, you know, what's the, you know, the information being used to create the responses, where's that coming from? You know, we have to edit this stuff. We have to make sure it is up to date. It is in our tone, that kind of thing. But I think the stuff coming out of Grok, we probably also need to be a bit mindful of how unfiltered those responses might be.
Yeah. Speaking of like Elon and being uncensored, did you see that Katie Hopkins has got her Twitter account back?
No.
She was banned. Yeah, she was banned, and her and somebody else, can't remember. She put a post up, and I was like, "Ooh!" See, I'm gonna throw it out there, guys. I don't always agree with what she says, but I do love the way that she just says what she truly believes. In a world that is so like, oh, we can't say that, we can't say that. She throws it out there, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. And she's okay with that, and I really like that. Obviously, she can go a bit too far at times, and it's quite offensive. That I'm not a fan of. But yeah, so she's got her Twitter account back, which I thought was very, very interesting. Because ultimately, I feel like, why should you censor? Obviously, unless it was something that was like, you know, hate speech and very much is sort of inciting harm on others. Your opinion is your opinion. It's not a fact, it's an opinion. My opinion has nothing to do with you, and your opinion has nothing to, it's just an open dialect. And I think these days people are so scared of giving their opinion, but it just triggers me to go a bit further, to be honest. I love it.
Because the thing is, right, so this is I love people sharing their opinions when it's on something that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are conversations that happen where people jump in and they use it. So there's this thing called newsjacking. So you know, if you look at some of what's going on in the world right now, you know, the stuff in Hamas, for example, right? I have an opinion that people shouldn't be blowing the shit out of each other for any reason. Doesn't matter the reason. That shouldn't be happening in the world as we stand today. That's my opinion. But I'm not, you know, Hamas is trending and therefore I'm going to start doing Facebook lives and reels on Instagram posting on the topic. Because it's not that, it's more intricate than that. You know, what's actually going on over there? What are the arguments on both sides, and you know, the beliefs that exist? And if you're going to voice an opinion on that stuff, honestly, you need to have an understanding of the situation.
Yeah,
because otherwise, you are just you're not positively contributing to the conversation.
Yeah,
you're just the and again, freaking school analogy, right? That, you know, two people fall out at school, and whoever wants to be their best mates in the background going, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So it's that, you know, they don't even know what the row's about, and they're just, you know, have him. You know, it's like, it's meaningless. It's making the noise more and more. It's contributing to the noise. It's not contributing to a resolution.
Yeah, definitely. You get some, like, and I have been guilty of it in the past, but I'm certainly more mindful these days. You see a news story and you jump on it, and then it's like, some stuff, you see it all the time on Facebook in particular. There'll be these news articles and you'll go into the comments and there'll be a load of people spouting off. You go into the article, well, you can tell that they clearly haven't even read the article.
Yeah, absolutely. They've just gone off the headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we have a lot to, you know, I mean, it depends on the story, right? But sometimes it's quite entertaining reading those comments.
I love it, especially when people are going after it.
Or we get to thank the red top newspapers for that, the Daily Mail for that, because they know how to spin a headline to evoke that response in people.
Yeah.
And this is where, you know, some people, social media is the root of all evil. No, it's not. There's a lot of positives in it, but there are some negatives to it, and that's one of them. But if we use that as
our behaviours, it's not social media, it's our behaviours. Social media is the platform. How you perceive it is based on who you have on your feed, what you actively engage in. So if you think social media is the root of all evil, I would reevaluate your circle of friends, have a look at what you're interested in, and probably have a little mindset shift, breakthrough, 18th of November, join us.
Yeah, but it is. It's like you choose what you engage in, choose who you follow. You know, it's a I've got some really good friends that I'm friends with on Facebook, but I don't see their stuff in my feed because I've told, you know, I've unfollowed them. We're still friends, and I'll go and look at their stuff from time to time, but I've unfollowed them because what they post, I'm not interested in seeing. I don't want it in my feed.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's like, you know, I love them. I don't love the content that they share.
Yeah.
You know, and so it is like I said, we all have to take responsibility. And you're right. Do you know what? These platforms, they are the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to choose what colour it is. You get to choose whether the seats are leather or material, or, you know, you get to choose what the interior's like. You get to, you know, all of this stuff. That we have the choice. Paul Green, he's just, so that's why he never gets any likes from me. No, it's just, no, I see your stuff, Paul. It's just, you know.
Don't like it. Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, that's a whole other conversation there, really, about, you know, social media, what we're doing, you know, and how much time you're spending on it. Social media is our job.
Yeah.
So the time we spend on the app is very intentional. It has to be.
Yeah.
People that don't have the filter that we need to have, they need to find a filter. They need to make sure the time they spend on social is intentional. Otherwise, it is just going to potentially drain you and put a load of crap in your head that you don't need to be seeing.
Yeah.
Don't need to be thinking, don't need to be feeling.
Oh, I need to tell you about something that I absolutely love about social media, right? And I hope Emma is still watching because she'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I love social media for the local village pages. They are
community.
The community page. They are amazing, and I'm so invested in this one story. Right, it's on. Can I say the page?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, it's the Woodford community page, right? And she's put a laugh. I think she really knows. And there's this poor lady. She's lost her parrot, Monty, right? And I am so invested in this story because every other day someone's popped up. Oh, I think I've seen Monty. It's like Where's Wally, but like Where's Monty?
In Woodford Halse.
Yeah, in Woodford Halse, and people keep adding to it. And there seems to be lots of parrots in Woodford Halse. Like, there is not, Emma. I got accepted to the group the other day. I'm so excited. And it's just brilliant. Like, I absolutely love them. I'm like, somebody has left their wheelie bin on my drive. And it's just, I love it. I know that's really quite sad. But when we do spend all of our day on social media doing what we do, to just sit and have that little breakaway and have a look, I wonder how Monty's doing. It just gives me life. So yeah, hashtag Where's Monty?
Love
As opposed to the bus stop. Brilliant. Maybe we should get her on to do an appeal. No, it's going too far. We're sidetracking.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I feel.
Okay.
But did you know it is so? Facebook especially is all about community.
Yeah.
It's not a place to, we're not selling on Facebook. We should be building communities on Facebook, interactive, engaging communities. And so, that's, I bet there's tons of people following that story.
Honestly, there is. Look, there's what someone's posted. He's in the tree. He's in the field right now. Monty has been flying around the school area twice this afternoon. I've no idea if he stayed there or flew off each time. But after a while, he stopped answering back to us. Bit of a rude parrot. So please still keep a lookout for him. It's just, and then someone, not Monty. So someone spotted. It's just, honestly, this thing's got legs, literally. Has anyone seen Monty in a couple of days? I just love it. I'm so invested. If this is better than any TV, I know this is probably hurting your brain, but me and Emma, in fact, Emma, I wish you could join this live because, yeah, it's just, I love it. Oh, there's another one. Is anybody
see? I can't help but have all these questions now. Like, how far from home will a parrot go?
Yeah, you're in it.
Obviously, it's a bit chilly out there, right? So it's like, is the temperature a concern for Monty? It's like, how are they ever going to catch? Will he just eventually find his way home, or like how are they ever going to actually catch him? Like
look at this post. We are not giving up on Monty. Just can't be sitting around for hours on end. We will check the football field to see if he's come down. We don't think Monty is currently interested in us. He watches us from a tree and then flies away. He doesn't try to come near us. We are hoping he'll come down onto the floor and become catchable at some point. Until then, there is nothing else we can really do. He's just flying away from us every time. He seems to enjoy himself more than we would like. It's got too cold to be sat around for hours just waiting to see who comes near. So please keep looking. He may come down a lot lower as it gets colder, but unless he's in reaching distance, he just isn't interested. But we've been out for far too long. Before we found out where he was hanging out, but we're not giving up. Oh, I just hope he can be caught soon. Monty, if you're listening, just go home. That was like an appeal in itself.
I feel really insensitive laughing, but oh my god, Kim.
It is insensitive, and it's not insensitive because I really do. I genuinely care that they now find this parrot. So, but there seems to be a lot of parrots because people are going, no, it's not Monty, it's a different one.
Not my parrot.
Yeah.
Emma's
but the whole of Woodford Halse know who Monty is. Because it's not like, has anybody seen my parrot? It's wondering if anyone has seen or heard Monty today. Monty the lad.
There was the other week that they thought was Monty, and turned out it wasn't. And now the person that found him has had to keep the random parrot.
I think this is it. Rosella update. No one has come forward to claim Rosella. Oh, that's a shame. So we've got maybe Rosella's Monty's missus, and Monty's just done one. He's done one from the marital home. Facebook groups are amazing.
They really are. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to wrap things up here. I feel that we're going to wrap it up, and everyone listening to this are going to be off searching for this Facebook group.
There's the Facebook. Where is it? I don't know if you can. I can't
really see
it's called Woodford Halse community page. There you go.
There you go. Amazing.
Just say you live in the village.
Yeah. So, okay, that's it. We're done. So, what an episode! Monty the parrot and Elon's Grok, and a bit of what's new in social media thrown in there along the way.
Yeah.
We're here to entertain folks. What more can I say? Hopefully it was a good one. We will see you next Thursday at 12, as always, for the Green Umbrella Live lunch. Thank you for joining us. Have an amazing week. And yeah, go
Bye,
look for the
Monty.
Parrot. Bye for now.